Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And again, I am still out on the road. All right. So forgive me if everything is not at its usual level, but I'm out on the road. Uh, but hey, we just seen the Knicks lose to the San Antonio Spurs. It was a I don't know what to say. What it was. There are a few things that I liked, and of course, there's a few things that I did not like. We're gonna talk about all of them. All right, we're gonna talk about all of them. We got some guys in the chat. We got City for Real. We got Nate. We got Guillermo in the chat. We're gonna get this thing popping and talk about what we did like and what we did not like about the Knicks tonight. The Knicks showed some good fight, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that. I think they showed some good fight. As many times as the Spurs went up by double digits, the Knicks were able to respond and actually take a 6-7 point lead into the fourth quarter. Not into the fourth quarter, in the fourth quarter. They were able to take a lead, but they weren't able to hold on to the lead. They let the Spurs go on a 22-2 run. And if you're going to let a team like the Spurs go on a 22-2 run, they're not going to give it back to you. You can guarantee that. They're not going to give it back to you. You know what I'm saying? You go on you got a 6 or 7 point lead against the Spurs. You better be ready and prepared to close it out. They were not ready or prepared to close it out tonight. They weren't ready to do it. But that's okay. Listen, I'm not totally upset. I'm a little bit, but not totally. All right? Because I did see a lot of positive things. So, let's get to some guys that's in the video chat. We'll take a look at the stats and all that good stuff. But right now, we're going to get to the guys in the video chat and see what these guys are thinking. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, excuse me, I'm working on less than the best internet connection right now. So everything that I usually have, I may not be able to pull out all the stops tonight. But we're going to do the best that we can right now. So let's get to the guys that's in the video chat, man. And, let's see what these guys are thinking. All right, you see, we got Nick, we got Guillermo, we got City for Real, we got Nate, we got somebody else joining in. Let's see who this is knocking to try to join into the room. I'm not sure who, I can't even see who it is, but we're gonna let these guys in. Oh, that's Isaiah. We got Roz. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing right. And I'm gonna ask you guys to make sure you have all of your stuff turned down in the back. Mute yourself if you have to, because there was a lot of feedback when I just let somebody in. All right, so make sure it's muted, because Knicks fans want to be able to hear everything that's going to be said tonight, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Knicks fans want to be able to hear it, so make sure that you got yourself in a situation where everybody can hear you and we can hear everybody else. All right, so let's go around. Let's get this thing cracking, man. Guillermo, starting with you. What's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
It was good, Sim. This is one of those games, man, where it's the ultimate Nick tease, man. But I saw some things that I was happy about. That I texted you that third quarter, man. That was beautiful, man. That third quarter, I was like, this is peak Knicks, man, where you saw hands up, people playing the passing lanes, people playing the guys smartly. The Spurs had no answer for us. On defense, they looked like us in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like, you saw the ball moving around. It was beautiful, man. It was glorious to see. And RJ Barrett, man, that's grown man bars, man. Like,
Listen,
that dude is a grown man playing.
Yeah.
You see it, man. But then the fourth quarter happens, man. The movement stops. The defense gets lackadaisical. I mean, there were some pity-pat fouls. Guys are getting angry, letting, guys beat him on the baseline, letting guys who can't shoot drive. You know what I mean? So, and then the thing that really got me pissed, it is what it is. It's the first game. Guys are finding their feet. At first, guys like Randall were kind of cold, and then he got hot. I got mad when I didn't see Trier in the fourth quarter. Like, we talk about Trier not being, he may not be a starting guard or whatever, even though he did start this game. But when you're having trouble scoring, you need a guy like Trier. You know what I mean? Like, these other guys are taking bad shots, ill-advised shots out of rhythm. Trier is when you need him to come in and match that other team point for points. And his defense is not that bad. You can't keep him in the game. So, we'll get to it. But, overall, it's just I'm looking at Fizzo kind of like scratching my head. I see some of the things, Sim. It's still like when we had the turnovers, too much dribble handoffs, too many lackadaisical passing. So that means that on offense, it's still really elementary, still like very simple to basic at times. When it's like we don't get the movement, one
Mhm.
thing I will say, and I know you got to go to people, and I know whose Mark's gonna love this. N City, I do appreciate Peyton's pace. Alfred Payne's pace, because there are many times where we could have just dribbled whatever, and he pushed the pace, he pushed the tempo on fast breaks when the other team couldn't recover. Like I think he had a pass like Portis, whatever, down low that was beautiful. Things like that. We have to push the pace, kind of get the other team off footing. I like what I saw from that. So there's things here and there I like, but overall, I'm still kind of scratching my head at what Fizzo was kind of doing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think part of it, is that Fizdale doesn't know what he has with some of the guys still. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to learn the guys' tendencies and what they can and can't do when you get into a situation like the Knicks were in. I think that's part of it. It's very evident that the Knicks do not have, and Fizdale said it. He admitted that they're not going to have all of their offense in. There's a lot of stuff that they still got to get in, and he said, we got to take it step by step. Take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? You got to take it for what it's worth, but that's what he said. You got to take it step by step. And it becomes very evident when you get into a tight game in the fourth quarter and a team is making a run that you do not have these certain things in the game. You don't have anything to go to.
But you have no. That's not true, Sim. You have Trier. We get on Trier because we say that he may not be an overall guard, whatever. But I'm sorry, Trier. I don't care what no one says. We saw it last year, and I'm not saying he's the greatest, whatever, blah blah. I'm saying if you're having trouble getting scoring, you don't know things. You put the guy who you know is going to get you buckets. So at least you can match tit for tat and kind of slow it down. Now you have somebody to go to. They're going to foul him. He could shoot. I'm sorry, Sam. I don't know what Trier's doing. I don't know if he's in a doghouse. He's our closer for right now in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't mind if you don't play him in the beginning of the game, blah, blah. You don't want to run it through him in the beginning. That's fine. But fourth quarter, I'm sorry. You got to get Trier in there because Ellington, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Like, that shot that he took, it's like, dude, what the F are you doing? You know what I mean?
Listen, and I'm going to tell you what. After the first game of the preseason, some of the things that I saw from Ellington, I was not as impressed with some of the, listen, he just needs to stay in his role, right? Just stop trying to create off the dribble. That's not what you do. Run off the screens and shoot threes. Run off the screens and shoot threes. Don't try to create off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see this guy trying to create off the dribble.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's doing, man. But as bad, oh my bad, as bad Ellington was, man, I'll give it to Elfrid, man. Elfrid, I know he may not have been the player of the game, but his defense, that veteran defense, little pickpockets here and there. You know what I mean? At first, you're struggling a little bit too, but him and RJ, man, and RJ, like I said, that's our poor man's Dwayne Wade, man. You got to fix his free throw shooting. I did see him hit a three. I don't know if he hit more than that. But dude, Sim, when he goes to the basket, please someone try to tell me if he doesn't look like Dwayne Wade. I know Dwayne Wade has perfect body control, but in terms of going to his left and operating around, like, dude, RJ Barrett, that's a grown man, man. Like, I think we got to steal the draft in terms of the top 5, maybe lottery picks. That boy, RJ Barrett, man.
All right. Let me get around, man. I got guys raising their hand. They want to get in on this conversation. All right. So, I'm going to get around to some guys. And I'm going to get to some of these super chats that I got coming in. Let me see. Isaiah, I'm going to come to you. Don't get a ticket. Hey, don't get a ticket. Don't get a ticket. I see you in your car.
No, I'm not driving.
All right.
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man.
No, just to piggyback what Guillermo was saying. RJ Barrett, he's real. He's real. He's real. Great defense. This kid, I'm telling you, Tim, I am truly shocked of how good of. If you watch Duke games, he wasn't that good of a defender. This kid in the league, he was a defender in Duke, but he's a good defender, Sam. That is overly pleasant. I'm happy about. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sam. I was texting Guillermo about this earlier. I was truly confused with Fizz in the beginning of this game. I was confused, and it pissed me off to the fact that.
What were you confused about? What were you confused about? Tell me that. What were you confused about?
If you're gonna start
All right.
Play
Hey,
preseason.
I need you. I need you to do this. I need you to get into a location where you can come through because you're breaking up on me pretty bad. All right, Nate, come to you, Nate. Nate, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Let's start with the positives first.
Yeah. Let's get some positives in there. Let's hear some positives.
Okay, so the positives I liked is that Morris and Randall definitely held their own as far as scoring. I don't know who led this team in scoring. I think it might have been Randall or Morris. I'm not sure. They both had 20 plus points. But very effective in the front court. I liked when Peyton came into the game. He settled down the offense. He actually played like a true point guard. I'm sorry, I just don't see that in Dennis Smith. I don't know what we do with Dennis Smith, to be honest with you. I don't think he fits what we need at point guard. I think Peyton did a great job. Frank came in, played okay, made a couple of bad turnovers.
Bad.
But I liked his aggressive.
I said bad turnovers.
Yeah, bad turnovers that led to and-1.
Yeah.
But I did like his aggressiveness when he took it on Jakob Poeltl, and I thought he got fouled on that.
Well, look, I think what Fizdale was trying to do in the first half. He started Trier, and then he came in with Dennis Smith Jr. It didn't work, right? And then he's seen that something was working with Elfrid Payton. So then he said, well, you know what? Let's try to continue. Elfrid Payton needs a rest. Yeah. Let's try to continue that with Ntilikina. And it was going for a little while until he made a couple of bad passes. Especially, the one that really got me upset with Frank as far as a bad pass was when the third quarter was running down. The third quarter was running down. And all you got to do is, listen, just get the last shot. You didn't really have to try to create anything, get the last shot. But it's okay. It's all right. You know what I mean?
But Frank knows better, man. He can't be making those garbage passes, man, because like one of them led to an and one, and then he got fouled, and then they he called for a foul on an and one. Another thing too that I really liked is I liked how they utilized Randall. How they put him in the post, they let him make some moves. Even if he had a bigger guy on him, he was finesse and he tried to get to the basket. Very crafty guy. I want to see more of that. Also, too, RJ Barrett, man, I'm telling you, and this might be far-fetched, but I'm just going to say it anyways. If he continues to play defense at the way he's playing now, getting in the lanes, getting in those steals, he could be the next two-way player in this league. Hey. I truly believe at his size, I mean, his brother's got to make some shots. I mean, outside shots. If he does that, man, I mean, this guy has got start.
It'll happen.
He's gonna play inside and get to the line. Hey, I'm cool with that.
It'll happen.
I told you that's what he's doing.
I think that I think it'll happen with RJ Barrett. You know what I mean? He's a hard worker. He'll get it. I'm gonna come back to you guys. I spoke to 3 of you guys. I'm gonna come back to you guys. I want to get a couple of these super chats. Try to get the phone lines up so we can get a couple of calls in. All right. So I'm gonna come back to you guys in just a second. Let me try to get these super chats in. The one thing I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is that one thing that I learned tonight about Fizdale, at least as it pertains to this season, is that he's not going to play any favorites. I seen that today, right? He could have stuck to his guns and said, I'm going to throw Trier back out there. I'm going to throw Dennis Smith Jr. back out there. He didn't think it was working, so he went in another direction. He seen it was working with Elfrid Payton. He started Elfrid Payton in the second half. He stuck with it, right? So from what I can see and determine, he's not going to play favorites, and he wants to win. Very clear that the objective is to win basketball games. If that was not the objective, Elfrid Payton wouldn't have, been on the floor down the stretch, if he was trying to develop this guy or that guy or whatever it is, or play any kind of politics. Elfrid Payton may not have been on the floor down the stretch. Or maybe he would have. Maybe he is part of the politics. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's clear to me, though, that David Fizdale wants to win. Whether or not he has the strategies and the skills and all of that stuff, to do it or he has the players to do it, it is very clear that he wants to win. All right, so I'm going to get around to these super chats and I'm going to come back to you guys, let you guys get your initial reactions off your chest, and then we're going to break down and talk about some specific areas. All right, but I know everybody wants to get their initial reactions off their chest. And so did I. You know what I mean? So first of all, let me give a big shout out to Mighty Knicks. Thank you for the super chat. He said, when will you realize that Fizdale is trash? Well, you know what? Listen, I'm still giving Fizdale time. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have players last year. He's got some other players this year. We got 7, 8, 9 new players on the team. It's going to take some time. We did some good things tonight. Some not so good things tonight. Let's see where we go from here. The J Caleb Show. Thank you for the super chat. You say Frank handed over 6 points to San Antonio in 3 minutes. Yep, he had some costly turnovers for sure. Justin Smith, thank you for the super chat. You said Ellington is taking Trier's minutes. #fail. I agree with you there. We'll see what happens later on in the season at different points in the season. But it was, he does some things that I don't want to see him do on the floor sometimes. You know what I mean? I want to see Ellington do what he does well. And that's not try to go to the basket. That's not his game. Again, the J. Caleb Show, thank you for the super chat. He said, Frank did not play okay. Ban this man. Well, you know what? There's a lot of guys that didn't play okay. I don't know why the spotlight is on Frank all the time. Because there's a lot of guys that did not play okay. Neither did Dennis Smith Jr. He didn't play okay. He didn't play well. He came in, made the first layup. After that, he didn't play well. Right? I don't see anybody saying Dennis Smith Jr. did not play okay, ban this man. Let's see how it plays out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be patient. Let's see how it plays out. There's a lot of season left. A whole lot of season left. So let's not get too crazy. All right, let's not get too crazy. I'm going to try to get these phone lines up, ladies and gentlemen, so that I can get some phone calls in. Hopefully I can get them up soon enough. While I'm getting the phone lines up, let me get back to the guys in the video chat and, see what these guys got to say. All right, come back in. And Nick, I'm coming to you, Nick. As soon as I get my cursor over there so I can get you unmuted. Here we go. Got a new setup, so I got to figure out where everything goes. Go ahead, Nick.
All right. This is initial reactions, right?
Yeah.
My initial take was the defense is it is improved. We're just flat out a better defensive team. We really held our own for a lot of the game. Of course, you had some breakdowns and stuff like that, but to be this early inside the season and to play that kind of good defense against a good offensive team that moves the ball, we switched well, we read plays well, we played the passing lanes, and we played tough defense. My one takeaway is that we need good guard play. Of course, that I said it the last stream I was on. We need a floor general. Elfrid Payton provided floor general like minutes. The problem was who was gonna back him up. Someone said this on Twitter that Frank, it was disappointing that Frank came in the third quarter. Well, his role was very simple when he came in the third quarter. All he had to do was give good minutes, play good defense, and pass the damn ball. And he went back to that rookie year mistakes where he made these stupid passes that are lazy every single time. And you wonder why he can't start, why he can't play minutes. It's that's the reason why he doesn't get point guard minutes. Period. Simple facts. He did not play good. You do not make those mistakes.
You don't. Lazy passes. Listen, we've seen him do those lazy passes a lot. Lazy passes, man. Lazy passes.
Yes, rookie year.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say about those lazy passes. We've seen it since his rookie year. and it really came in to bite him tonight. Let's hopefully he learns a lesson from it. I mean, Fizdale did the right thing. He pulled him out, sat him down. What else do you expect him to do?
Exactly.
You know, what else you expect him to do?
As soon as he did it, and you know what? I'll jump on Dennis Smith too. He had 4 or 5 shots, and it's despicable that he actually took 4 shots that could have had in the flow of the offense type. He just took away from the offense by taking shots. I love the entire game that we played to get back into it. RJ was incredible, 21 points, played hard defense, rebound the ball. Julius Randle, 24 and 10, playing through cramps, tough. Marcus Morris, all that stuff is tough. Elfrid Payton, he is supposed to give you those fouls, even though they were careless and stuff like that. You have 3 guards. You're supposed to be able. We are deep. There's no way that if one goes down, we don't have 2 to back him up. 2 guys can't back him up. What the hell are you doing? That's on the players. This is not Fizz. That's strictly on the players.
I agree with you. There.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I definitely agree with you there. You know, a lot of what I seen tonight was on players. You know, let me get to a phone call real quick, then I'm gonna come back to the chat. All right, guys. I know I got some people coming in. You know, they want to try to get some things off. All right, let me get to. I'll wait till they call back. So I'm gonna come to you, Roz. Roz, you ready? Maybe you ready? I'm gonna come to you, man. You next. You up the bat.
I'm gonna use Guillermo's. Man, just to take up this game, we learned how to play the third quarter. But we started pretty bad, we finished pretty bad. Man, I like City said, I don't want to talk about the what if, but there was a lot of combination of like putting the wrong players. When Peyton fall out, it just felt like in 2 minutes we lost that game. We also allow DeRosa to get in his mood because we were doing the defense was just perfection when it comes to defense, but we allowed those guys to get back in rhythm. I was surprised that not having Mitchell, not having Frank at first, we had an amazing defense that I never saw during preseason. So to take about like from that game, what I take is that I saw a lot of improvement within the game, within the team. I saw a lot of players doing things that in other games I didn't see. So that's the good takeaway. We gotta learn how to close because that game was more ours than their game. You know, like so. I mean, I don't have much to say.
Okay.
Go to
all right. Well, we got a few things that we're gonna be, going over. So you're gonna have a chance. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, yes, sir. You're on, baby. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It was a little hard to hear you. This is Kev from Plainfield, New Jersey. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How you doing tonight?
Hey, pretty good. Loved what I saw out there. Yeah, we lost the game, but I love the toughness, something that we didn't see out of this team last year. And let's not forget, we didn't have Mr. Robinson in the in the middle tonight. So that was another thing that, Aldridge and the rest of those guys were able to get in the paint. But the main reason I wanted to call was because I don't see how this could be all the Frank bashing night. I mean, he gave up 6 points. Okay, he had 2 turnovers. Yeah. But what happened in that first half when DSJ was in there? I don't hear nobody slamming DSJ the way they slamming Frank. I mean, I just think, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to do that to Frank. You know what I mean? And, let's put it like this. Those who support Frank want Frank to come in and do well. Those who do not support Frank want Frank to come in and fail so that they can say, see, he sucks. He's garbage. He's trash. You know what I'm saying? So, Frank is like a big enigma in the world of the New York Knicks. He's a huge enigma. You know what I'm saying? He's just an enigma in the world of the Knicks. He's got the fan base split on whether or not he deserves to be on the team. He even deserves to be in the NBA for some people. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be like that for Frank. I think it's always gonna be that way.
I get that. It's just sometimes it gets to be too much. That's what I'm saying. I mean, for as much as they bash him, especially for this game, I saw a lot of bad things from from the other players, a la DSJ, a la Ellington that you was talking about with driving to the basket and all like that. I don't hear them getting killed as much as Frank does, but other than that, I really liked what I saw tonight. I really liked Peyton, R.J. Barrett. He's gonna be in the running for Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
If he keeps, the way he, the way he was and everything. I mean, I was talking with Rick Mahorn a couple of days ago, and he was asking me, who does this team belong to? And I got to tell you, if RJ keeps going the way it is, I think everyone's going to be reverting, to him, as it being his team.
Okay.
Because you expect you think of him as a rookie, but like everybody was saying, he seems like a grown man, the way he's playing. And once he gets that jump shot, he's going to be, either this, within this year or the next coming years, he's going to be unstoppable. I can't wait to see what happens on Friday, and I can't wait to see when we play Philly, because I would love to see what he does against Simmons, man. That's going to be a great, matchup.
And listen,
but that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate the call, my man.
All
and
right,
listen,
and I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right. I did a show with Jonathan Macri yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was? And, what I told him and what we talked about, and I didn't just do it with J Mac. You know what I mean? It was with some other people, too, on the stream as well. But if R.J. Barrett gets a jump shot, he can knock down the mid-range. He can shoot 36, 37% from three. I'm not saying this season. I'm talking about in the future. Chris the Entertainer with him, too. We talked about it earlier, too. And if he can knock down his free throws, he's going to average 25 a game easy. Easy, really easy. But he's got to get those things down. He's very crafty going to the basket. I think he's going to be relatively healthy throughout his career because he doesn't play with speed. He doesn't play with, he's not a high flyer. You know what I mean? And, his, for the most part, relatively speaking, his body is protected from those type of injuries because, he doesn't play that style of game. He's very crafty, very smart. He plays within his skill set. The kid's got a super duper future, man. Super duper future. Big shout out. I want to give a big shout out real quick to my man, O. Richardson. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Sim, 81 to go. Yes, we still got 81 games to go. One down in the books, 81 games to go. You know what I mean? 81 games to go. It's just the first one, and I think there's some things that we can really take away from this game. I know everyone's getting their initial thoughts off their chest, and that's cool. We're going to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely some things that we can take away from this game and bring them into Brooklyn. Brooklyn took an L tonight as well. So they're coming off of a loss to Minnesota. Kyrie dropped 50 tonight. He dropped 50. We're going into Brooklyn. We're going to see what we can do in Brooklyn. That's going to be a hyped game. And I'm going to be on the road while I'm watching the game. I'm going to be on the road on my way up top. You know what I'm saying? But the game is going to be there. Kyrie dropped 50 tonight. They lost to Minnesota. The Knicks are going into Brooklyn. I'm looking to go in there and get a win. Leave out of there 1-1. You know what I'm saying? I do, before I get to another phone call, I want to make a quick announcement because I need all of you guys' help. Tomorrow night at 7:30, hope you guys are paying attention. Tomorrow night at 7:30, there's going to be a premiere on my channel of Bobby Portis. Right? It's about an 8-minute premiere. It's a mini documentary of Bobby Portis. It was first premiered on the Close Up 360 site. And on their YouTube page, it's now being premiered on NBK. All right, so I want you guys to make sure that you're on point, checking it out at 7:30. Then at 7:40, I'm going to be live to do a game preview. All right, I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. All right, it is called, let me get it in here. All right, it's called Bobby Portis, the Little Rock's prodigal son, which however you say the word. Okay, and it was produced by Close Up 360, who Close Up 360 is owned by Jared Zwerling. Some of you may remember Jared Zwerling. Jared Zwerling used to cover the New York Knicks, a few years back. So make sure that you were there. Click on the link. I want you to click on that link. Set a reminder so that tomorrow at 7:30 you're ready to go, and then immediately afterwards we're gonna go and we're gonna do a live stream. All right, and we're gonna do a game preview. So make sure you click on that link so you can be ready to check that out tomorrow. Let me get to another phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. And if you're on Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. Smash that like button. We got 565 people in the chat. Be nice to have 565 likes, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for being here with me tonight. Okay, caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? After this call, after you, my man, I'm going to get to some of the stats of the game, so we can look at, we can start breaking down the game a little bit and analyzing the game. So go ahead, give me your initial thoughts, man.
My initial thoughts is I saw some optimistic things. I saw some things that concern me, but I mean they're just adjustments. Everybody said it pretty much. RJ. I'm glad we got RJ. Like Guillermo said, also, I don't know why we didn't play Schreier in the fourth. I thought that was a mistake because, an 18-0 run, if they ring off 10 and then Schreier, you put in Schreier and Schreier stops it at 10. I mean, we're still in that game with a little bit more time than we did when we started trying to make a little comeback. But the guy, and I know you just talked about his documentary you're going to have about him tomorrow, but if he misses another bunny, I'm going to pull my hair out. I mean, Bobby Portis missed 5 or 6 bunnies right at the basket. He had a couple nice turnarounds, missed them. A couple nice little rebound putbacks, missed them. You can't do that. I mean, you're 6'11". I mean, go up and throw those down. Am I wrong or?
No, I feel you. You listen, Bobby Portis does not have a lot of bounce. Okay, so you can't expect Bobby Portis to go up and throw those type of things down. He doesn't have that kind of bounce. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't. But I feel you. He's got to knock those things in. He's got to put them in. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's got to put those things in. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see where he goes with it. But yeah, since you mentioned Bobby Portis, I'm going to say it one more time. Tomorrow night at 7:30, there will be a documentary premiering on the channel of Bobby Portis. It's really good. Really good. You know what I mean? Gives you some good information on Bobby Portis. I just put the link in the chat once again. All right. Hey, my man, thank you for the call. I'm going to get to some stats. All right, so we can look at some stats and stuff like that. All right.
Night, guys.
Appreciate you, bro. Peace. Actually, I'll get to one more call and then I'll get to the stats. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks, man. What's your initial reaction in the game?
My thing is, peace, y'all. Peace to the chat.
Peace to you, bro.
Yeah, my thing is with the Knicks. The thing I'm taking away from it is like Like honestly, I think that Tread, obviously he should have started, but I think that him and RJ Barrett, man, they need to be on the court. Not only in the court, but they need to be, you know, they need to be going at each other like, in training. Like they really need to be going at each other. They need to learn from each other on the defensive aspect. Trier could learn from RJ, and RJ could learn from Trier on the, finishing at the basket, and, playing consistently. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, we're gonna see. We'll see how they continue and move forward. I think Elfrid Payton is gonna start tomorrow night Thursday night against Brooklyn, or Friday night against Brooklyn. I think he's gonna start. So we'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens there. Could you do me a favor? Can you turn that down in the back though?
Right.
Because there's a little echo going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Fizz, he has to find a way to get these guys consistent minutes. The thing is, I think they also need a way to find out. I think they need to find out a way to get Kevin Knox in the mix a little more. You know what I'm saying? Because, he's showing consistent points, averaging about 10 points, 13 points, consistently. They need to showcase him a little bit too. He hasn't played those extensive amount of minutes for a while, so let's see what he can do for.
Well, he made some big shots tonight. He made a few big threes tonight, and I think he'll work his way. Let's see what he does. You know what I mean? I think he's in a good position to learn behind Marcus Morris. You know what I'm saying? Now, when there are some things about Marcus Morris that I'm watching. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say I don't like. I'm just going to say that I'm watching, and I'll get to that a little bit later on. I think Kevin Knox, he's going to get his due. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get his due. There's some things he's got to work on. If he's got to get a little bit tougher, I think. If he can get a little bit tougher, stay consistent with the shot. You know what I mean? I think he'll be okay.
Yep.
I think he'll be okay. Hey,
I think he needs to learn how to finish at that basket a little more. I think that'll complete his game.
Yeah, and that's part of him getting tougher. You know what I'm saying? Going to that basket when he gets in there with reckless abandon, but also knowing when to pull up, when to go forward. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro. I'm gonna get to some stats and whatnot. All right.
All right, thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
All right.
And I want to Kyrie K-Reed 420. You said, come on, Sim, but nobody's going to watch that. I guess you're talking about Bobby Portis. You should watch it, man. It's good. It's a very good mini documentary, and it's going to be premiered on my channel. So do me a solid. Watch that joint tomorrow, 7:30, man. It's 8 minutes, and you'll enjoy it. I'm pretty positive that you're going to enjoy it. All right, let's go over some stats. Let's take a look at some stats of the game. Then we'll get back to some phone calls and stuff like that. All right. Tonight, you can see right here, quarter by quarter, the way the game broke down quarter by quarter. The Knicks were down 22-15 at the end of the first quarter, but that's not the entire story. At the end of the first quarter, the Knicks were shooting 28% from the field. 28%, ladies and gentlemen, from the field. Okay? 10% from three. That was at the end of the first quarter. They were still only down 7 points, 22-15. Right? They showed a lot of fight. You got to give them that. They showed a lot of fight tonight. Right? They were down 8 at the half. They scored 36 points in the second half. They started to heat up. Right? The Spurs, though, scored 37 points. So they gave up 37 points in the second quarter, not second half. Then when we got, the Knicks were down 8 at halftime. In the third quarter, the Knicks scored 33. They held San Antonio to 24. They took a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter. The Knicks got up as much as 7 points in the fourth quarter with about 7 to 8 minutes left in the game. And at that point, the San Antonio Spurs went on a run. They ended up going on a 22-2 run to take the lead. And when they took the lead, they didn't give it back. They end up winning the game 120-111. And the Knicks just made a lot of mistakes that looked like rookie mistakes. They looked like a team that's just coming together mistakes. And then there, of course, there was some hero ball stuff. Some guys that took shots that I thought were ill-advised, as my man Clyde would like to say. Some ill-advised shots. Julius Randle, Wayne Ellington, Marcus Morris. That was basically the story of the game. You know what I mean? But I think there are a lot of things that you can take from this game. There's definitely some things you can take from this game. The Knicks' biggest lead was 7. The biggest lead for the Spurs was 16. That was in the first half of the game. The Knicks battled back from that lead, to capture the lead themselves in the second half. Without Mitch in the game, I'm not going to say just without Mitch, but without another rebound during the game, the Knicks lost the rebound in battle by 12, 51-39. The Knicks had 5 offensive rebounds, 34 defensive rebounds, while the Spurs had 10 offensive rebounds and 41 defensive rebounds. The Knicks had 24 assists tonight. There was a point in the game where they were really rolling. And it was Elfrid Payton who had those guys rolling. The Knicks had 24 assists. They had 16 steals. Those steals really kept the Knicks in the game. Did they create every single one of them? No, but they created a number of them. They played good defense tonight. Although they gave up 120 points, they still played good defense. I think they played good defense. But I'm going to tell you what. You got to finish the defense with a rebound. They gave up 41 defensive rebounds. The San Antonio Spurs had 7 more defensive rebounds. They gave up 10 offensive rebounds. Right? You give up 10 offensive rebounds. Let's put it like that. Those are 10 possessions where the team probably shot 50% from the field because you gave up those 10 rebounds. You got to finish the defense with a rebound. Got to finish it with a rebound. The Knicks ended up shooting 46.8% from the field. After shooting 28% in the first quarter, they shot 46.8% from the field, 33.3% from 3, 72.2% from the free throw line. But they let the Spurs shoot 50% from the field. The Spurs were also 33% from the three-point line, and they were 80.6% from the foul line. The Knicks had 14 turnovers, so they held themselves, they took care of the ball for the most part. Spurs had 21 turnovers, and as you can see, the Knicks had 16 steals, so they created a lot of those turnovers. The Knicks only had 1 block without Mitchell Robinson. There's nobody there to protect the rim. Nobody there to protect the rim. Let's take a look at the box scores. All right, we'll go down the Knicks box score first and see who did what, who went to work tonight. Julius Randle, he played 35 minutes. He had 25 points. He was 10 for 18 from the field, shooting 55% from the field. All right, Julius Randle also had, what else did he have? Trying to see. He had 11 rebounds. He had 6 assists. All right, good overall game for Julius Randle. He scared us a little bit when he, it looked like he was grabbing his knee, but he was cramping up, so thank goodness for that. That's normal. It happens in, your first game of the season. You're going to get some guys that cramp up. It's a different pace when you're out there playing. It's a different pace than preseason. It's a different pace than practice. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different pace altogether. So, yes, you can expect some guys to get some cramps. That's going to happen. All right, Julius Randle played well, though. Okay, Marcus Morris played 39 minutes. He had 26 points, 9 for 18 from the field. But I'm going to tell you what, in the fourth quarter, I was a little bit disappointed with some of the shot selection. Some of the things that Marcus Morris does that I don't like. There are some things, sometimes he holds the ball a little bit too long. But Marcus Morris, I'm going to tell you what, Marcus Morris is playing for a big contract this summer. I don't know if it's going to be a contract with the Knicks. I don't know if he's going to get a contract with the Knicks this summer, but he's playing for a big contract. He's trying to put up numbers. Believe it or not, Marcus Morris is trying to put up numbers. I believe he's trying to put up numbers. He just might put up numbers this year with the Knicks. He might put those numbers up so he can get that contract coming, going into the offseason. If he ends up averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, hopefully, If he ends up averaging that and he's shooting 46, 47% from the field, I don't know if it's fool's gold or is it real with Marcus Morris. You know what I'm saying? But if he averages that, there's going to be some teams that say, you know what? Let's see if he can give us that production on our team. Maybe he's coming to his own as a star. It's going to be up to the Knicks to figure out, is it real or is it fool's gold? Tough one. Bobby Portis, the guy who I'm talking about, who's his close-up special is going to premiere tomorrow at 7:30 on the channel. So make sure you check it out. All right, make sure you set your reminders for that. He had 8 points, only shot 40% from the field, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. He has not been hitting that three-point shot, even in the preseason. He hasn't been hitting that shot. That's what we brought him here for. We need him to hit it. He had 7 rebounds and 5 assists. I'm pleased with those numbers. Alonzo Trier played 6 minutes. He started the game at shooting guard. Took 3 shots. He was 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 1 from the three-point line, and he had 1 turnover. RJ Barrett played 37 minutes. He had 21 points. Shot 69% from the field, 33% from 3. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 3 turnovers and 2 steals. RJ Barrett played very well. In his rookie debut, he had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. We'll leave the turnovers out. Got to make it look good. Dennis Smith Jr. played 10 minutes. He had 2 points, 1 for 4 from the field. Taj Gibson played 14 minutes. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds. Kevin Knox, he played well. He had 13 points, played 21 minutes. He had 13 points, 5 for 9 from the field. He had 5 rebounds. He was 3 for 4 from the three-point line. Kevin Knox set a goal. He wants to shoot 40% from the free throw line, and I think he can do it. I think he can do it. He's going to get a lot of open shots. He made it a goal. He's working on that three-point shot. It looks smooth, and it looks pure. Wayne Ellington, I was disappointed with Wayne Ellington. He played 12 minutes. He had 3 points, 1 for 4 from the three-point line. Listen, Wayne Ellington's going to have a couple of nights where he goes off. It's going to happen. But I want him to play his game. I don't need Wayne Ellington. We don't need Wayne Ellington trying to do other stuff. Just do Wayne Ellington stuff. That's it. You don't have to think because he's on this team that, now, he's going to step outside of his role and do something that he's not accustomed to doing. Just do you. That's all I want him to do. And I'm already getting mad about it because I seen it in preseason. I started seeing little pieces of it in preseason. I didn't say nothing. I was quiet. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him just do his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just shoot the ball. Don't try to dribble. Just shoot it. That's it. That's all you need to do. Elfrid Payton. He played 26 minutes. He had 11 points, 4 for 9 from the field. He had 8 assists, 5 steals, no turnovers. Ask me who's going to be the starting point guard against Brooklyn. I'll tell you the answer. Frank Ntilikina played 2 minutes. Had 2 turnovers in those 2 minutes. Did have 1 steal. Listen, Fizdale snatched him and did not look his way again. He did not look Dennis Smith Jr.'s way in the second half. He didn't look Alonzo Trier's way in the second half. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You know what I mean? Of course, Iggy, Damian Dotson did not play at all tonight. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the rundown of the stats for tonight. And a lot to unpack here on this first night. A lot to unpack on the first night. The Knicks lost to the Spurs 120-111. I'm going to get to another phone call, and then we're going to get back to the video chat, see what these guys thinking, because I want to ask a question. I'm going to ask the caller coming up now. Caller, you're on Live with Nothing But Knicks. I want to ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you think Fizdale sent a message tonight to Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., and maybe even Alonzo Trier? Do you think he sent the message to those guys, and did they get it? That if you're not playing the way that I want you to play, if you're not producing on the court, to sit your ass on the bench and get splinters. Is that his purpose, or is he still just reeling, trying to find combinations?
It felt like he was a lot of indecisiveness when he was on the sideline. I wasn't sure what he was doing in the first quarter. Come second quarter, they were still down 16. But then towards the third quarter, he started to get a feel of the game, feel of the players. But it was still indecisiveness coming down the stretch for me. I'm not too sure in the point guard situation. I did like the lineup he trotted out, but it was still iffy. It didn't seem like he knew what he wanted, even from coming down the stretch. Like when it was 5 minutes left in the game, it just seemed like he was still trying to figure it out. But in terms of the point guard, I mean, was that Alfred Payton only had, how many points did he have? But the discrepancy in the free throw shooting was what I think really killed the Knicks in this game. It was like they had 30 free throws to 10 or 12 or something like that. But
let's see what the Knicks had from how many free throws the Knicks shot collectively. Collectively, the Knicks shot 18. They were 13 for 18 from the free throw line. San Antonio.
And how many did this? Yeah.
San Antonio was 29 for 36. They shot 36 free throws.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a big discrepancy right there.
It is. That's a big discrepancy.
Yeah, man. And then, with the indecisiveness, I mean, and I wanted to comment on Clyde Frazier because I love him to death, man. That's my guy for real, man. But he had some hateration in him today, man. I don't know. It just seems like, when he commented on Randall's screwing the knee, and then he ended up getting the cramp at the end of the game, it was just I don't know, man. It just seems like, Walt Clyde has his he's definitely a Knick for life, but I don't know, does it seem like he's a little does he want them to win as bad as we do, or I don't know, it's just,
I think he does.
It's a funny feeling.
I think he does. I think he wants him to win. You know what I'm saying? I think he wants him to win.
I'm not questioning that really, though. I know he wants them to win, but I don't know. It's a funny thing when you hear him commentating on the game. I know he wants to be impartial, and it's just a funny thing when you watching the game and you hear him commentating on it.
Okay,
it's kind of hilarious.
But
but that's my guy, though. That's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's he's a legend that's won championships. You know what I mean, with the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You would think he at least knows what he's talking about. I find sometimes he says some stuff. I'm like, huh? We talk about Clyde, but for the most part, I think he's on point.
No question about that. He's come on, man. It's Walt Clyde Frazier. But I'm just saying, in terms of the game, I wanted to see a little bit more passing, especially in the fourth quarter, because that's where you still gain your continuity. But, they let the ball stick. I thought Marcus Morris, he let the ball stick a lot, especially coming down the stretch. Julius Randle, he played well. I don't know, the coach still the indecisiveness. I want to give him time, I don't want to bash Fizdale, but it's still I get it. It's the first game. You're still trying to get your feelers out.
Right. But but don't you think it's natural? And I know, we're basing a lot from what we've seen last season, right? But don't you think it's natural for him to have some reservations or, I don't want to say be confused, but not exactly know who to use in what type of situations at this point of the season? Because even though he had these guys in preseason, it's preseason and you're experimenting sometimes, you're trying some things. Guys aren't as intense. The games may not be as intense, although some of the preseason games that the Knicks played were very intense. It's still not a regular season game because the records do not count. Now it counts. So now you really get a chance to see how these guys perform under pressure. And he doesn't know how most of the guys that's in the lineup, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Bobby Portis, those are 6 rotation guys. All of those guys are brand new to this team, right? And then you got Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina, right? So then there's 4 players right there that are coming back from last season. You got Damian Dotson, but he didn't play at all tonight. You got 6 players in your lineup that are getting majority of your minutes, and this is your first time coaching them. He's coached them for 5 games. So I can see why there's indecisiveness.
Yeah, but there's the thing, though. So, you watching the game, and you could kind of feel it, see it, observe it, understand what the game is dictating for you to do. So you see Wayne Ellington in the game take a bad shot just as fast as you pulled Frank Ntilikina out. You know what I mean? Why you ain't take Ellington out when he took that horrible 3 coming down the stretch? You know what I mean? That's the time you need to put Trier back in the game. You down, you need some buckets. You gotta you filling out the game, but there's no, you know what I mean? There's no alternative. It seems like he's doing in the adjustments that are needed during the game. What was that? During the second quarter, the Knicks was like starting to like get their continuity together, and then he takes Kevin Knox out the game. I'm like, yo, bro, he's doing all right. Like, why you take him out the game for? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
But like I said, I don't want to bash Fizdale. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna need time. I understand. But it's gonna be on him to figure out what this team is gonna become. I like the defense. The defense was pretty solid. Elfrid Payton did do well. I thought he put Frank Ntilikina in a weird spot when he put him in the game. He hadn't played. He had no feeling for the game. He had no continuity what the team was like doing during that point. I get it. You throw him in there and you like let him figure it out at some point too. But you know what I mean? Like you're trying to also win the game. So you know what I mean? Like he put in Dennis Smith Jr. at an awkward time and then took him out, and then like I said, it's the indecisiveness. I know it was a little bit of nervousness going on, and I don't know, man. It's still a lot going on that they need to figure out, man.
Yeah,
but
a lot of stuff.
It was a good game to watch, though. It was a good game to watch, nonetheless. So I enjoyed it.
Without a doubt.
Disappointed that they lost. For me, Kyrie put up 50 tonight in the loss too. So we see what each team is gonna have some get back to get come Friday. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate the call. Brother. Yeah. And listen, what I was just saying about David Fizdale, we've really got to, as much as I do criticize David Fizdale, I also understand that he's dealing with, and I gave you a wrong number. There's actually 7 guys in that lineup, right? 7 guys in that lineup, because you got to add Taj Gibson in there. You know what I'm saying? So you got 7 guys that are getting major minutes for you that you haven't coached. It's very hard to expect that he's going to know exactly what to do, who to put in, where, why, and when. You just can't expect that to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect it to happen. I don't see how you could expect it to happen. He's got to get a feel for these guys. You know what I'm saying? And until he really gets a feel for these guys, then yes, you're going to see some, you might see some things that you wonder about. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let's listen to David Fizdale. Let's listen to what he had to say after the game. All right, this is David Fizdale, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a listen.
Team fought hard to get back into this one, wrangle that lead, and then the Spurs go on a run. Where did you see the tide shift there?
Well, the ball stopped moving. That same thing, that's when you really have to trust. And then I thought we just started breaking down from the standpoint of we turned it over a couple times, and then the three-point line. We had done a great job the whole game, I thought, for the most part, of defending the 3, and then we gave up like back-to-back threes. And, had a few breakdowns with our low man defensively coming over to help. But overall, I was really happy with our defense. I think we had 16 steals in 3 quarters. That's a monster team to try to defend. But again, I was proud of our effort.
And offensively, how did you see things shift in the second half when you gave the ball to Peyton?
Oh, he turned our pace up. He started making plays for other people. Like I said before, nothing was in stone. All 3-point guards got to play tonight. Elfrid really took it up a notch and really gave us a chance.
What'd you see from RJ?
I told you, he's when the popcorn's popping, that kid's ready.
Is RJ defensive? What stood out?
He was fantastic. I thought he really competed. He only had really one bad breakdown where he helped off the corner and gave up a 3. But overall, I thought he was playing both ends of the floor at a high level.
What do you see from Dennis? Is this still working?
Just rhythm. I think it's just rhythm for him, and just finding himself again, and we'll get him there. It's tough to, again, we've been together 2.5 weeks as a team, 3 weeks, and he got knocked out for a week or so in there. So, we just got to get him back into the rhythm and get him feeling his teammates, understanding his teammates, and it's a long season.
Did you think you found your starting point guard tonight?
Maybe. I'm gonna watch the film, and Elfrid absolutely put his foot forward and took it to heart and really ramped up the competition. But like I said, I'm gonna keep an open mind with this, and whoever fights their way out of that, out of the pile, that's who's gonna get the nod.
It seemed like you wanted to run the offense through Marcus and Randall early, especially. I mean, is that what you're going for, and then what do you think of the way to play?
Well, yeah, in some regards, yes, and then in other regards, we want the ball moved. But those guys are extremely talented in certain areas on the floor. I thought they both played really good floor games that got other people involved. They scored from different ranges. Again, it's 2.5 weeks we've been together, and to compete against a team like that's been together for at least 3 years, I'm very proud of that effort.
From your vantage point, why that starting lineup? Why didn't it work with Trier and Barrett bringing up the ball?
I gotta watch the film. I think it was more than anything. The start was jitters and just nervous energy, more than anything else. But I'm gonna get into the film, Bondi, and see what I see, and make my adjustments from there.
Any concerns with Randall, Coach? You lost him at a very inopportune time there.
No, I think he's okay. He started cramping up. And, obviously he's such a big piece to what we're doing. And, I thought for that stretch, that really hurt us.
All right,
guys.
Yeah, definitely. When Randall went out, man, it hurt us for that stretch. They were going on a run. You needed Randall in there. I don't think anything was going to stop the run that they were on. You know what I mean? But it happened. Look, he says he's still not sure. The point guard situation, he's still not sure. Still have more to see. I do believe that Elfrid Payton is going to start on Friday versus the New Jersey Nets. The Brooklyn Nets. And I did not do that on purpose, ladies and gentlemen. I did mean to say the Brooklyn Nets. I accidentally said the New Jersey Nets. But anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Listen, he's right. It's 2.5 weeks in with 7, 8, 9 new players. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to work on. The biggest thing that I liked that I saw, I didn't see a whole lot of offense in the things that I want to see from offense. But what I did see that I really, really liked is that they are going to fight. And they fought. You know what I'm saying? They played well defensively. I thought they played well defensively. The numbers don't exactly look that way when you're talking about the shooting percentage. Doesn't exactly look that way because they gave up 50% shooting. But they also got 16 steals. That's a lot of steals, folks. It's a lot of steals. So they played well defensively, I think. Hopefully they can keep that up. Hopefully they can keep it up. There's a lot to take from. The biggest thing that you can take from is the energy and the effort and the fight to not lose the game. They got down by double digits and came back. They get down and come back. They get down and come back. They ran out of runs at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? They ran out of runs. They're gonna have to learn how to. They're gonna have to learn how to play and what to do in the fourth quarter. Obviously, defensively they got to get stops, but offensively in that fourth quarter, they really are gonna have to learn how to work together on the offensive side of the floor so that they can muster up points to win the game. But they're right. Listen, they've been saying it for a while that they're gonna have to win games by energy and with effort. You know what I'm saying? By just dogging it out, scrapping and scraping it out. That's how they're gonna have to win games. See if they can do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to another call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's going on, Sam?
What's up with you, brother? How you feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling real good, man.
Okay.
I'm feeling real good.
Tell me why.
Just because you already know why, man. My boy did the things that I've been waiting for him to do, and everybody was killing me for it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But my guy, the Alpha Wall Street, he did his thing.
Okay. All right. Nah, I'm with you on that. I feel you. He did his thing. He definitely did his thing out there. 11 points, 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? And those are Elfrid Payton type numbers. Those are Elfrid Payton type numbers.
Although he got to work on his shooting, though. But, like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he did what I always expected him to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come through. You ain't going to score that many points, but you're going to get steals, you're going to get rebounds, and you're going to get assists.
Yeah. Well, hey,
like,
look,
you know what I'm saying?
Look, he was 4 for 9. He's shooting 50% from the three-point line on the season. So, he was 1 for 2 from the three-point line tonight. So, he's 50% from the free throw line on the season. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope it stays that way. Probably won't, but let's hope it stays that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, he shot 44.4% from the field tonight. You know, so he came to play. You know what I mean? He came to play. He's the more experienced of the players, of the point guards that we have. He's the more experienced. And he showed it tonight. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions. The first question is, I already know the answer to the second question, so I'm going to ask you this. Fizdale, did he send a message to Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, and Trier? Did he send a message to those guys?
I wouldn't say it's Fizdale sending a message. I would say if we playing on that perspective of you keep what you kill, then the player, not Fizz, it's the player. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we can't put it on Fizz. It's who he puts in the game. Since we're a deep team, right? Who he puts in the game, if they start killing, then you got to ride with him.
Right. Well, what I mean by that, though, is, you know, is he sending a message to them to say, like last year, Tim Hardaway Jr., he'd be out there shooting. He'd be awful. He'd keep him in the game. Right? He could be 0 for 10. He'd keep him in the game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he sent a message early to these guys that if you're not playing well, I'm snatching you, and that's it. Unless I necessarily need you out there. Like Bobby Portis played 33 minutes. He wasn't necessarily hot cooking from the field, right? He wasn't necessarily doing that, but he was rebounding the ball. He had 5 assists, and you needed him out there tonight because of his size, right? He's 6'11", so you needed him out there. You needed to have a center out there on the floor. You know what I mean? But from those guard spots, point guard, shooting guard, even small forward, if you're not getting it done, there's people that can replace you. You know, and I feel like he sent the message to those guys to say, hey, I'm going to take you out. You're going to sit your ass on the bench, so you better produce.
By far, he did do that. He did that, but look at how he did it. He did it when it was when it was on the court, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, Sam? When Payton came out on the court, the first play of the game, as soon as he got out there, what did we do? We got I believe we got a turnover or something like that. Same thing with the last game. As soon as he got out on the court, we got a turnover. Like, you know what I'm saying? And although I like the experiment that they did with Trayer and RJ. Like, you know what I mean? I like the experiment. I gotta give Fizz props because let's just say I felt like he went into a role that he was uncomfortable with. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he still stuck to his guns and did it. Like, you know what I mean? Just to see how it will work out. And I feel like this. I feel like it didn't work out just because of they wasn't in the flow of the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, last time he did it, what was it? Third quarter, fourth quarter, I believe it was, or whatever. So, you know, players are hot. They in their intensity. They got their feelings up, and they acclimated already into the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we saw some stuff that we thought was like, yo, hey, bro, we on to something here. But at the end of the day, starting out, this is why I gotta preach this real quick, Sim. I gotta preach this. Doesn't matter who we start. It's like I said in the other stream, bro. It's about the next man up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we start now, it doesn't matter. DSJ, Alfred, Frank. If you ain't got it that night, you ain't got it. Next man up. If somebody else has got it, then that's who we riding with. That's the way we need to keep the team. And I just want to say this real quick. I don't want to see Julius Randle dribbling between the legs, shooting threes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see that come naturally. I want to see that come off of screens and plays where, like, you know what I'm saying? Where he's not, because to me, I feel like when he's dribbling, he's getting out of his element.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
Let
City,
him
man.
get the ball and do the thing. But I know you got to get to other people, whatever. But you already know, Sim.
I appreciate
Get
you,
the
bro.
bucket hat on deck.
Yeah. No doubt.
My God, Alpha Wall Street. Let's
All right.
go.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. If you're watching on Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. Big shout out to Armando Chico. Thank you for the super chat. You said their defense was good enough to win. I think the problem was finishing on some easy buckets. Yes. And it makes a difference. Yeah, those easy buckets definitely make a difference. Because when the team goes on the run, when you pad your cushion with those easy buckets, it's a little bit tougher for a team to come back, when you pad that cushion. Just reminding you guys, man, tomorrow night, 7:30, premiering on the site, premiering on my channel at 7:30 will be a mini documentary of Bobby Portis. The documentary was produced by Close Up 360, owned by Jared Swirling. All right, so make sure you check it out. In the description of the link that I'm getting ready to put in this chat, you can go check out Close Up 360. They do close-ups on a lot of people. Kobe Bryant. I mean, all your big-time NBA players, man. They're doing close-ups. It's off the basketball court. It's not just everything that's on the basketball court. It's off the basketball court. You get to learn a little bit about these guys. You can learn a little bit about Bobby Portis tomorrow. All right, so make sure you check that out. I just put the link in the chat. Set the reminder, 7:30. Be there on time. 7:30 tomorrow. It's only 8 minutes long. We want to get as many people in the chat as possible. Who knows? Maybe Bobby Portis will show up and check us out. You know what I mean? Immediately after the premiere, I'll be doing a live game preview of the Knicks and the Nets. It's going to be a big one, folks. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the video chat. I feel like I abandoned these guys a little bit. I know they got something to say. We got Viv in the chat. I know Viv wants to say his thing or two. Nate is still there. Guillermo, I got to let Guillermo back in. He went and pouted about the Jets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do it on screen, so I'm letting him back in after he's done pouting about the Jets. And, I'm gonna get to Viv. I see the little smirk on your face, Guillermo. I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Viv, what's going on, man?
Man, it's been an interesting night, man. I
to
mean,
say the
I
least.
get blocked by people. I lose followers on Twitter because of this game. It's like, yo,
Uh,
what's going on here?
who'd you get
I gotta
blocked
put
by?
people.
Who blocked you?
I'm gonna put this guy on blast. Let's put him on blast.
Put him on
Where's
blast.
where's French Knicks pod been, man? I say one bad thing about Frank and he blocked me, man.
Oh, French Knicks podcast blocked you?
Yeah, for the
What?
second time.
Frenchie, what's going on, man?
Man, this is not a fan page, man. And I'm like the second biggest Frank fan. What the hell is going on here, man? Yo, I'm baffled. Listen. All aside, I wasn't even mad at the guy. I thought we played pretty decently for the most part. I kind of like things we saw. We ran some good plays. I thought it was not bad. This was trying to be a little gutsy, experimenting with stuff. So he just experimented with the whole idea of playing Trier and RJ. Realized it didn't work really quickly. So, he tried the other point guards, and clearly, DSJ is hurt or whatever it is. He's not performing well. Frank, well, he had the 2 turnovers and he didn't look good in his 2 minutes or whatever. So, it's the Elfrid Payton show, and Elfrid Payton clearly had a very stabilizing performance. And you can kind of tell, when we're trying to actually win some games and have like a stabilizing, impact, like if you're trying to have like a stabilizing presence on the team, Elfrid Payton showed that in this game, and you got to give him props for that. Look, I like RJ. Clearly had a great start to his official NBA career. He was just so efficient. Like he just took a lot of just good shots, and very, very, very efficient. I love the ball movement, even though it's stuck in the fourth quarter, which I'll come to a little bit. We had 19 assists, I think, and had 76 points at one point. So, clearly what happened, I think what happened is we just didn't pass the ball. We didn't trust we didn't trust ourselves basically in the second half from the third quarter onwards. But, there was ball movement, there were plays. But I can't be mad too much. To be fair, the Spurs don't run a lot of pick and roll in a sense that they won't try to expose us a lot with pick and rolls. So we didn't really see guys like Randall and Portis get exploited on the pick and roll that much. At the same time, I think Portis got cooked on man-to-man defense. Like I think Aldridge literally ate him up badly, and I wasn't really sold with how he did. I love Randall. I thought Randall played very well, and clearly when you combine him, Peyton, RJ, and others, they're all over the place on defense. And they put their hands around. They got a lot of steals, got a lot of deflections. They were all over the place on defense. So I really like that tandem, and I think that's something that Fizzle can ride with, into Friday. Hopefully, an extra practice or so will help the team, help the rotation understand the importance of like trusting one another, so that they don't have to go into ISO ball like they did in the second half, which is kind of what led to Morris's, that whole basically 18-0 run. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm not like that mad. I just thought you've got to keep it real with players, and clearly Frank and DSJ, they don't really have any business playing until they figure things out.
Agree. Agree. And I want to ask you this. Look at this. Julius Randle played 35 minutes. Marcus Morris played 39 minutes. Bobby Portis played 33. RJ Barrett played 37.
Yeah.
These are your best players, clearly, right?
Yep.
Are they going to be able to? Are they going to be able to last throughout the season playing these minutes, man? Can they sustain that?
No, they won't. It's gonna be hard sustaining those minutes. But
especially for RJ Barrett, not because he doesn't have the body and the strength. It's not a knock on him. He's a rookie.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's very hard to sustain those minutes, even for guys like a Randall, Payton. Them playing 35, 36 minutes, they're not used to playing 35, 36 minutes. They're used to playing, 30 minutes or so. So, yes, and I think the thing is this, right? When they're close, when they're in games and they're in it, if they're only down a couple points or they're about to win a game, I think it's just more important to get wins now to tone and set an expectation of, okay, this is how we have to play. This is how we have to work. This is how we have to. Once we get on the floor, this is the level we got to play in, and you can kind of tell that guys like Trier, Frank, DSJ, they did not have that presence there. That they didn't have that level of preparation there tonight. And if we're going to be close in games, I mean, I know they're playing a lot of minutes, but they have to set that standard, right? It's like you're basically setting a school, like you're basically setting up any sort of institution or whatever. You're setting up a system of excellence, right? So by having them play these minutes, it's setting this example that this is how you have to play. Is it sustainable? That's a very good question, but we have to set this system that maybe someone else will come and contribute to that level consistently, so that they can ease their minutes.
Right.
But I mean, we have to take the lumps because we haven't set that. We set like a culture somewhat last year, but now it's the expectation of actually trying to win games, right? So there's two separate things. It's the culture and then the winning, right? So I think that's it's tough, but I get the concerns.
No, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. You've got to set that. You've got to you got to set the standard and try to create that culture. I just don't want to run these guys into the ground too early. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand they're trying to win now, especially looking at that tough stretch that's coming up mid-November to December, right? They're trying to get as many wins in now. I just don't want these guys to run out of gas. Come.
And let me say these things about Frank and DSJ before we move on, right? The things that frustrated me about those two players, and I'll start with Frank first, is just the fact that it doesn't matter how many minutes you play.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing you can't do is you cannot telegraph passes. Doesn't matter if you play 30 seconds or if you play 30 minutes. You cannot get away with telegraphing passes. It doesn't work with any other. It doesn't work in any other system. You can be playing in, China, or you can be playing in. You can play anywhere. India. You can play in Africa. You can play in South America. You cannot telegraph passes anywhere you're playing basketball.
True.
You just can't do that.
You can't do it. Right. You can't do it.
Rhythm is not an excuse for that. DSJ, look, I know something's off health wise. There's something. I don't think he's 100%. He doesn't look as athletic as people touted him to be, and even at stretches last year. Something is off there. But at the same time, you just cannot. He got out competed out there by DeJounte Murray, both on offense and on defense, and that is just not. That's also not acceptable because DeJounte Murray, he's nice. I mean, let's not confuse anybody with that. But I mean, you're going to see a lot of point guards during the rest of the year that are, more athletic than he is.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see them more explosive than he is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not able to, if you're not able to compete on that level, then it's going to be very hard for Fizz to give you minutes.
No,
so
I agree.
Both of the players have to go back to the drawing room. They have to think about what they did and just get out of it. Basically.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, man. I'm gonna get around. Let me get over here. Let me come to Nate. Nate, I'm coming to you, Nate. Then I'm coming to Nick. Then I'm coming to Guillermo. Real quick, I'm gonna ask you the same question, man. These heavy minutes that these guys are playing, they're going to be able to keep it up? What are they going to do? Or are they going to be able to find some people off the bench that can come help relieve them?
I mean, the young players, I'm not too worried about. I mean, because they've got fresh legs. That's why you draft these young players, because you're going to run them. And I don't think that Barrett's going to play 37 minutes a game. I mean, I'd be shocked. I think tonight was more of Fizdale was going with the hot hand, and you realize when we went to the bench, the lack of having a point guard really stalled the offense.
I don't know though, Nate.
With the,
RJ Barrett averaged 37, 38 minutes in preseason. Every game that he's played in, he's been around 37, 38, 39 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Barrett and Randall by far are our most talented players on the league. And if we're talking about winning and setting a culture, these guys are going to have to play heavy minutes because let's be honest. I mean, when they're on the bench, I mean, we're not as good. Now what I would like to think Fizdale might do is kind of like what you see with some of these teams where they have like 2-star players. Maybe play one off the bench and play the other one, start him, and then or at times take one, put them on the bench, and let the other one come in and roll with a second team, just so you have that flow going. Rather than having them both on the bench. And I think that's kind of what Fizdale did because whenever Randall was out, Barrett came in. And when Barrett was out, Randall went in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to alternate between those two. The one that I would be concerned about is Marcus Morris because, I mean, he's 30-plus years old. He can't play. I don't know if he can play those heavy minutes. I don't know if he ever has played.
How old is Marcus Morris?
He's like 31, I think, right?
31? I don't think so. I think he's a little bit younger than that.
Oh, I thought he was old. I thought he was 30 or 31. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, I mean, it can be sustained because the Knicks don't run all the time. So I think that helps. I think you saw a lot of half-court sets where the Knicks tried to play in the half-court, and that's why Peyton was effective because Peyton showed that he can play, he can run the half-court offense.
Yeah.
But the Knicks didn't run as much as they wanted to. I mean, yeah, they got steals and they got baskets on it, but they weren't running all the time. I mean, they slowed it down. They set up in the half court. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I loved how they got Randall involved in the half court and literally just gave him the ball and let him make some moves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you got to do with Randall. I mean, I think this whole playing him at the top of the key and all this stuff. No, get him down low, man. I mean, the guy has got some crafty moves inside. And,
all right.
He's quick.
All right. So. Let me get over here to Nick. Nick, tell me what you think, man. These heavy minutes that these guys are playing, what do you think?
We just meet somebody. I think the one thing that kind of like stands out. I was talking to Vivek about this. If you replace Ellington per se for Dotson, because Dotson, the way he ended last season, we've seen good play out of him. Even from the ball handling standpoint, that Fizdale had put on him, he handled those responsibilities better than Ellington. So you would think from that standpoint, if you use Dotson to replace RJ, that could bring down some of his minutes there. If Mitchell Robinson is healthy, then it'll bring down some of Bobby Portis's minutes. Let me just go down the line. Kevin Knox did shoot very well. Like, we got to give a round of applause to Kevin Knox. He went 3 out of 4 from the 3-point line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kevin Knox did well up until he had to guard DeRozan. Like, DeRozan is a matchup nightmare for Kevin Knox. He's just quicker than him, and he killed him, especially. Like, a lot of fouls went on Kevin Knox because he was trying to guard DeRozan. So, like, even with that, like, his defense was good on everyone else. So 21 minutes from Kevin Knox, you would like to see Marcus Morris's minutes come down, but we needed every single minute to be in this game. Some guys are just flat out not healthy. Remember, we don't have Reggie Bullock right now. We don't have Damian Dotson on the floor. We don't have Mitch. By December, then we could actually say, okay, do we still need to play these guys 30 minutes per game as we start getting guys back healthy again?
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. And hopefully that's what it is. He doesn't feel like we have the depth to expand that lineup. Hopefully that's what it is. Guillermo, I'm gonna come to you real quick, and then I want to take a look around the league, and see what some of the scores are around the league. All right, Guillermo, I want to get your take on it. What do you think
on the scores around the league?
No, I want to get your take on after I get your take on.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
The minutes distribution right now. Then I'm gonna take a gander around the league. But what's your take on it, man? What's your take?
He's definitely going to have to get other guys more minutes, right? You're going to have like Dotson. I think he's probably going to have a little bit more. He's going to have more input or more minutes, I guess, more effect because Ellington is just not it. And you're going to need guys to be able to shoot, especially in crunch time. He's going to have to give Trier more minutes. When you look at a guy like Randall, right? And what I say tonight about Randall, when he's around that paint area, that's where he's most effective. It's not. Don't get me wrong. The point forward stuff is good and it can be effective, but you have to control it. But when he's in that paint area, Randall's a beast. And once he gets warmed up, he's an absolute beast. So I love what I saw tonight. But again, with Randall, the more minutes he gets, and when he doesn't have a Mitch or someone else to take the defensive load in the front court, his defense, and I'm talking about, it goes from bad to like piss poor, where guys are literally just taking layups and he's not jumping. You know what I mean? Like you saw when he had that foul, I forgot who it was. I think it was it DeRozan on the baseline, and he kind of had him. And then you even heard the announcer saying like, "Yeah, that was fouled away," because it's like he just gets tired. Like it's just I don't know what it is. So you cannot have him in there heavy minutes playing 47. I don't know. He played tonight. I think he said 37 or whatever, but you can't be playing those heavy minutes every night. The thing about RJ is that you don't want to burn out a rookie because look, as good and as efficient as RJ looked tonight, as all-starish as Dwayne Wade-ish as he looked tonight, he's gonna have a rookie wall. Every rookie has that wall where it's like, it's very few, right? Donovan Mitchell's guys like that, and then they experience it in his sophomore year, right? But you don't want to burn him out because one, he's still growing, he's still young. You don't want to burn out his body as he's still growing. Like I've seen it with soccer players, I've seen it with these guys where they're 19, 18, they burn out by the time they're 26, right? So you don't want to put it on RJ, and one, you don't also want to put the burden on him that he has to save this team. Look, everybody love what we saw from RJ. The New York media is going to overhype him up. ESPN is going to come back on the bandwagon. Oh my gosh, RJ Barrett, crap, yeah, whatever. But do not feed into the hype. Manage this kid's minutes. I love what I saw from defense, and the thing about RJ is also good that he's not a guy that he has to have the ball all the time to be effective. Now, Is he a great shooter yet? No, obviously. But what I saw in defense, in terms of the hustle, in terms of getting a guy at the top, disrupting guys, keeping his arm up like it was high school basketball, in a good way. In high school basketball, they tell you keep your hands up. So when the passing lanes, at least you might tip it. And we've seen that tonight, right? So with RJ, that's what I love. But again, you don't want to burn him out too much and put too much pressure. So with RJ, look, we're going to have to find other guys that maybe contribute that role. Trier, in the fourth quarter, should have been that guy, but it is what it is. I say take out RJ, but you at least have somebody else in the backcourt. You can switch between RJ, what's his name, Elfrid Payne, stuff like that. So that the minutes, Fizzo's gonna have to find a way to get guys more, and he has the options. Dotson, you're gonna have Bullock when he comes back a little bit more healthy, and Trier. Those guys, and then even Iggy. I don't think Iggy was there tonight, so. Not say Iggy's gonna get heavy minutes, but you need to have a rotation of where you're not letting guys burn out too much, right? And also get guys in a better rhythm because what we saw tonight in the fourth quarter, you saw guys like, don't get me wrong, as much as he was hot early on, you saw guys kind of forcing shots like Morris. You know what I mean? You don't want it where now RJ's a little bit tired, Randall's tired or hurt like he got tonight, and then now you're forcing guys who are not closers to be closers like Morris, like Ellington. Yeah, that to you guys like Trier. You groomed Trier to be a closer, essentially.
Well,
allow that kid to come in and get minutes. I understand it's one game. I'm not killing him too much. It's one game.
Yeah.
I'm not killing him. I'm just saying. I mean, but we do.
You got to give him a chance to figure out who can do what and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting watching these guys' minutes because I especially don't want RJ to burn out. You know what I'm saying? By January, and he's been averaging since preseason 38 minutes a game. So we'll be watching it. We'll see how. I know he plays well. He plays defense well. He understands how to play team defense. He plays well individually, playing defense. And he can play multiple positions. That's part of the reason why he's out there so much. But You don't want to burn him out too early, man. You really don't want to do that.
Only thing I'll say, Sim, before you go before you go on though, his attitude's infectious, man. I don't know what it is. I think Morris is, Morris, as much as I think that he could be a leader, he might start getting into trouble. He's getting stupid texts and stuff. But damn, when RJ Barrett is in, man, like I don't know how. I mean, it's like that thing where sometimes you're happy that a certain guy's in because he takes that burden on and he's scoring. He's tough, and it's like he relishes that. He's a rookie, and I don't want to give him too much, but I'm telling you, he reminds me of a young Dwayne Wade. Couldn't shoot, but could get to the basket, and he relished like that. Because I mean, look, when he got to the line, right, and he is like, he was 1-1 on free throws or missing free throws and whatnot. You have grown, excuse my language, but grown ass men in the NBA who are scared to go to the line because they can't shoot free throws. LeBron James, and RJ Barrett was not it, man. So his attitude, man, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I think Fizzles might mess up because you keep RJ in, even when he's not efficient, that attitude, his tenacity on defense, man, it's going to be tough to take him out. I agree.
I know it is tough to take him out, but you got to take him out sometimes. You got to give him a chance to rest his body up. I get it. It's the beginning of the season. He's young. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens as some other players develop and get into it. Maybe he can take down some of those minutes. I'm gonna take a look around the league. See what some other teams did around the league before we, kind of get into. I want to get into the Nets, Knicks. I want to look at that a little bit tomorrow at 7:45. I'm gonna do an entire preview of the game, but we'll take a quick look at it tonight. Before we take a look at that, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of people. Ivan Felipe, thank you for the super chat. You said it's a lost cause. Took 30, 3 points, and allowed too many rebounds. I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely allowed too many offensive rebounds. Marty Knicks said, "What's the point of load management if you're not making the playoffs?" Well, I think the point of it is to preserve their health as well, though, Marty, because while you want those guys on the floor, you want them to be healthy. If someone cannot manage and play those type of minutes, then now you're risking their health, and you don't want to do that. And then Busy AL39, thank you for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate you, my man. I appreciate it. He said the minutes will lessen, but the experience on the floor definitely builds chemistry. It's only one game. They'll look at film and grow from this loss. I agree with you 100%. 100%. They'll look at the film. They'll grow from this loss. I think they have a lot to grow on from this loss. You know what I'm saying? There is a lot there that they can build on. When you have a team that plays with effort, which they did, they definitely played with effort. They were able to fight their way back in the game on multiple occasions. Stick around, stay right there. They didn't fold. They had some bad plays down the stretch and they couldn't close it out, but they did not fold. They continued to fight. And that's the first piece. That's the first piece that you need. That's number one. If you have that, you got a lot already. You got some substance to build on. And I think this team has some substance. You know what I mean? And I'm glad. I feel good about that. There's substance there. And that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference in an NBA game. Because you seen last season, there were times, man, when our team did not have substance to build on. You know what I'm saying? You've seen times where, we just gave up and stopped playing the basketball game. This is last season I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this season. So we got some substance to build on. We got some things to build on. Let's take a look around the league and see what happened on the second night in the NBA. All right, second night in the NBA. And listen, I'm excited that the NBA is back. I know you're excited that the NBA is back, man. I miss NBA basketball without a doubt. I know you do too. So let's take a look around the league. Look at some scores around the league. The Charlotte Hornets are 1-0. They defeated the Chicago Bulls 126-125. The Pistons, Andre Drummond had 32 points and 23 rebounds. Luke Kennard had 30 points. The Pistons beat the Indiana Pacers 119-110 The Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the Orlando Magic. Vucevic had 21 points and 9 rebounds. Markelle Fultz had 12 points and 6 assists. The Minnesota Timberwolves went into Brooklyn and defeated the Brooklyn Nets 127-126 in overtime. Kyrie Irving had 50 points. Karl Anthony Towns had 36 points and 14 rebounds. The Memphis Grizzlies, the Miami Heat defeated the Memphis Grizzlies at home. Justice Winslow had 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Ja Morant had 14 points. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Boston Celtics 107-93. Ben Simmons had 24 points and 9 assists. Harris had 15 points and 15 rebounds. All right, let's scroll on down here and take a look at some more. The Dallas Mavericks defeated the Washington Wizards. Luka Doncic had 34 points, 9 rebounds. Porzingis had 23 points. Obviously, the Knicks lost to the Spurs. Aldridge had 22 points, 8 rebounds. RJ Barrett, he was not the leading scorer of the Knicks, but he had 21 points in his rookie debut. The Utah Jazz defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder. Donovan Mitchell had 32 points and 12 rebounds. Chris Paul had 22 points, 8 rebounds. I'm assuming that's Chris Paul. It says Paul up on the screen. The Phoenix Suns beat the Sacramento Kings. DeAndre Ayton, he had 18 points and 11 rebounds. Devin Booker had 22 points and 10 assists. And the Denver Nuggets beat the Portland Trailblazers 108-100. Jokic had 20 points and 13 rebounds. And Damian Lillard had 32 points and 8 assists. That Denver Nuggets team, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, watch out for that Denver Nuggets team. I think that Denver Nuggets team is going to be really, really good. Really, really good. I think the Clippers are going to win the West. I think the Clippers are going to be the best team in the West. The Denver Nuggets, I think, might be the second best team in the West. Do not sleep on that Denver Nuggets team. You know, they have a squad. They quietly go about their business. They quietly went about building their team, and they built their team through, they built their team. They didn't make big splashes. They found pieces, they put it together, and they built their team. That Denver Nuggets team, man, really watch out for them. I think we should watch out for them. Let's take a look at who's playing tomorrow. Who's on the docket for tomorrow? It's 3 games tomorrow. The Atlanta Hawks go into Detroit to play the Detroit Pistons. The Milwaukee Bucks play the Houston Rockets on TNT at 8 o'clock. Just before that game, at 7:30, I will premiere the Bobby Portis documentary on my channel, produced by Close Up 360. Make sure you check that out. The link will be in the description of this video. The link is also in the YouTube chat. Scroll back, and I'm going to put it in there right now once more. All right, so that you can make sure that you check that out with me tomorrow. And then also, the Los Angeles Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors tomorrow at 10:30 on TNT. That should be a good game. That should be a very good game. Listen, the Clippers beat the Lakers last night. The Clippers, as a team full of dogs. It is a team full of dogs. You know what I'm saying? They go out and they go get it. And they're led by a guy, and Patrick Beverley, who does not go get a whole lot of points and all that kind of stuff. He is content, and Doc Rivers is content, and his team is content with him being a point guard that can play defense, that leads the Bulldog effort. You know what I'm saying? Because you got guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George who can lead the team from the point forward spot. So you got a point guard that leads the team in another way. That's okay. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of our point guards could be that, and maybe that's the kind of guy that we need at that point guard position. Elfrid Payton could maybe be that guy. Right? He can maybe be that guy. You know what I'm saying? The Los Angeles Clippers, man, their team's going to be tough. They beat the Lakers last night. Paul George did not play. You know what I'm saying? He did not play. Anyway, the Los Angeles Clippers play the Golden State Warriors tomorrow. It'll be the Golden State Warriors' first game of the season. I'm excited to see how they're going to look. All right, we'll be watching D'Angelo Russell because he may be a trade target of the New York Knicks. Right? He just might be a trade target of the New York Knicks. So we'll take a look I'll be watching D'Angelo Russell closely tomorrow. All right, very close tomorrow. And I just put the link to the Bobby Portis premiere in the chat. Make sure you check that out tomorrow. But that's taking a look around the league, ladies and gentlemen. All right, those are the games tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the games Friday, because you know who plays on Friday. Friday is a full slate of games. The Raptors and Celtics. All right, the Raptors look good. Pascal Siakam had 34 points and 17 rebounds, 18 rebounds last night. The Timberwolves and Hornets. The Knicks and Nets, and we're going to talk about that game in a little bit. The Bulls and the Grizzlies, Dallas and New Orleans. The Wizards and OKC, Phoenix and Denver. Portland Trail Blazers and the Sacramento Kings, and the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Lakers will play on ESPN. That's Friday night. But let's take a look and let's talk about this Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks game. I'm going to jump to a phone call, and I want you to kick it off, my man. All right, caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. I want you to kick off our little preview of the Knicks and Nets on Friday. Kick it off for me, man. What are you thinking about the game?
Perfect. I could do that. Well, first, we can start TSJ because Kyrie, there's no way he's going to be able to guard. We got to guard. We got to, use start Alfred Payton. He's very good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Or Frank, but the way he played tonight, I mean, I know he only played a few minutes, but those two turns he made were terrible passes. We need defensive point guards that can make it tough on Kyrie.
Right. And Kyrie went for 50 tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. He's going to be reeling from that game. He's still going to be kind of hot. You know what I mean? Still going to be kind of hot. So you better get some defense on that guy and do the best you can in trying to shut him down or not shut him down. You're not going to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? But you better do the best you can in trying to deal with that man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we got to start. Well, obviously Barrett's going to start. I think Barrett, Kyrie and LeVert obviously are the two best players. LeVert's very, very good. So I think Barrett defensively, he surprised me. I didn't know he was this good defensively. Barrett's very good on defense.
Yeah, Barrett's very good on defense. Very good on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the Peyton Barrett, duo defensively in the backcourt is very solid.
Yeah. I want to take a look right now. I just want to take a look at the matchup between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Brooklyn Nets. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not becoming a Nets fan or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We're playing the Nets next. So I want to take a look at everything. All right? We'll take a look as we break it down just a little bit. All right. Listen, the Nets got down double digits by the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves held a lead, 18 points. The Nets' biggest lead was 8. The Nets, they grabbed 48 rebounds. They had 19 assists, 8 steals, 9 blocks, 16 turnovers. The Nets shot 47% from the field, 44% from 3. We better watch that. We don't want them getting off shooting 44, 45% from 3.
You got to watch Joe Harris out there, man. He's a sharpshooter.
Especially in Brooklyn. We don't want to get them, the Brooklyn crowd riled up. You know what I'm saying?
You mean the Knicks crowd?
Yeah, it should be 50% Knicks crowd. Should be 50% Knicks crowd.
Kyrie's going to get booed. He ain't used to that getting booed at home court.
At home, right? Let me see. Who got off against the Nets? Karl Anthony Towns did it inside, right? He had 36 points and 14 rebounds. He did it inside.
At DeAndre Jordan defense?
I'm going to see. I'm going to look and see who was starting for the Nets. I don't know who was starting or whatever. Let me see.
Allen started. I think they split minutes, Allen and Jordan.
Okay. Andrew Wiggins, he shot 37%. He didn't really go to work, but he had 21 points and 8 rebounds. It was mainly Karl Anthony Towns killing it inside. Let's look at the Nets. They needed Kyrie to go for 50 just to be in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's a bad Minnesota team.
Yeah, and look, Kyrie he had 50 points. He was 51% from the field. He was 50% from 3. He had 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Kyrie is loving this role, so you're gonna get everything from Kyrie. Okay? Karis LeVert, he had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jared Allen had 6 points and 9 rebounds. Okay, yeah, just 9 rebounds. He had 5 blocks though. Taurean Prince.
Oh, wow.
Taurean Prince. Hey, watch out. Listen, we keep hearing about Taurean Prince. I actually got him on one of my fantasy teams. He had 15 points and 11 rebounds tonight. All right,
Oh, wow.
but the bench did nothing. DeAndre Jordan. I don't remember what the contract was with DeAndre Jordan, but I think they gave him what he signed for 5 years. 4 years with him, 3 or 4 years, whatever. DeAndre Jordan had 2 points and 3 rebounds. He played 16 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Played 16 minutes. Jared Allen played 36 minutes. Okay?
Wow.
All right. The rest of the bench, Spencer Dinwiddie, he was decent off the bench. He had 14 points and 3 rebounds. Nobody else did anything else off the bench. Needless to say, they does not look like they have a strong bench. Wilson Chandler can't play because he's suspended. Obviously, Kevin Durant's not there. All right, so right now, their bench looks thin. Their bench looks pretty thin.
There.
Huh?
That's our advantage right there because we have that, good depth. I think that could be our big advantage.
Yeah, we got good depth. It could be an advantage, man. We got to deal with Kyrie Irving, and listen, they're playing their starters. As a matter of fact, not one other player went over 20 minutes. Kyrie Irving played 38 minutes. Karis LeVert played 37 minutes. Jared Allen, 36 minutes. Taurean Prince played 41 minutes. Joe Harris played 39 minutes. Then you got David Nwaba played 13. DeAndre Jordan, 16. Garrett Temple, 17. Rodion Kurix had played 17 minutes. And Spencer Dinwiddie played 18 minutes. Nobody else went over 20 minutes. Talk about guys playing deep minutes. They played some deep minutes, man.
Besides Dinwiddie, that bench is really poor, so that's a big advantage for us.
Yeah,
if you need 50 from Kyrie to loot, and you still lost in OT to the Wolves, obviously Towns is one of the best, but I think we're a better all-around team than Minnesota, right?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. It's
besides
hard
Towns, Wiggins is, I don't like Wiggins at all.
Yeah, let's see, man. We have a shot. We'll have a shot.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that. I really love watching that duo of Payton and Barrett defensively, man. Those guys were really all over the place.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I appreciate. Go ahead.
And this one thing real quick is I don't know how we're gonna hide Kevin Knox on defense. It's really, really bad. They went at him right away. Popovich, when he came in the game, DeRozan went off. He wasn't doing nothing all game. He can't guard anybody.
But look, Kevin Knox probably shouldn't be guarding DeMar DeRozan anyway. You know what I'm saying? I know.
Yeah, but he can't guard anyone.
But he shouldn't be guarding. To me, he shouldn't be guarding DeMar DeRozan. All right.
Yeah,
if you look at their body size and type, right? Kevin Knox is going to eventually be a 4. He's 6'9".
Exactly, yeah. He's
right?
a 4. He's got to be a 4.
Eventually, he's going to be a 4. He's 6'9", going to be 6'10". DeMar DeRozan is what, 6'7", 6'8", thin, quicker, right? You can't expect that Kevin Knox is going to be able to guard DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect it at all. Yeah. But hey, my man, I appreciate the call, brother.
All right, man. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too.
Right, peace. Yeah, so listen, that could be a potential weakness. The Knicks could potentially go into Brooklyn and beat them because of our depth. You know what I'm saying? Now, the depth of this team could be a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? It could definitely be a gift and a curse right now because we're not exactly sure who can do what. You know what I'm saying? Not exactly sure who can do what. Fizdale is having a hard time figuring out how to use the guys, and it's to be expected, right? It's to be expected after, just a couple of preseason games, with 9 new players. To be expected. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. All right, make sure that you share this out. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Wherever you are, wherever you're on social media, share this out for me. I would definitely appreciate it. Again, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. All right, follow me on Sportscaster. Let's just compare the stats between the Knicks and the Nets. Now, obviously, it's game 1, so it's a very, very small sample size. You can't base everything on this sample size, right? Because it's just one game. But let's take a look at it. And things could change drastically because Mitchell Robinson could be, maybe he could be back. I don't know how severe his ankle sprain was, but maybe he's back. Fizdale may feel a little bit more comfortable at these guard spots and know who he is going to put in the rotation. Things could settle down. These numbers could change drastically going into that Brooklyn or in the Brooklyn game. But we're going to look at the numbers anyway. All right, let's compare the two. Let's start with field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. All right, the Brooklyn Nets shot 48% from the field. The Knicks shot 47%. The Nets hit it from 44% from 3. Now, a lot of that was Kyrie Irving. Okay? A lot of that was Kyrie. Whatever he was 50% from the field. I think he hit maybe 5 or 6 or 7 of them or whatever it was. Maybe 5 of them, 5 or 10 or something like that. All right, so a lot of that was Kyrie's. Kyrie was hot, dropped 50 in his Brooklyn Nets debut. They also shot 58% from the free throw line. All right, that's the Brooklyn Nets did. The Knicks, again, 47% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, 72% from free throws. All right, the Nets grabbed 48 rebounds, the Knicks only 39. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm disappointed in that number, really. I'm really disappointed in that number. I expect us to be a good rebounding team. We got guys that can rebound the ball. Even though Mitchell Robinson was out tonight, Taj Gibson, he can rebound the basketball. Julius Randle can rebound. He had his 10, 11 rebounds tonight. Marcus Morris should be able to rebound the basketball. He's decent enough. Bobby Portis can rebound the basketball. Right? These guys can rebound. We should have had more rebounds than 39. All right, we got to listen. Finish the defense. We play decent defense. Finish with a rebound, folks. Come on, guys. Finish with a rebound. Finish with a rebound. We had 24 assists tonight. Brooklyn had 19. Now, obviously, Kyrie Irving was going off, right? So the ball wasn't going to be moving a lot. The Knicks had 16 steals. You can't expect 16 steals against Brooklyn, right? If they do it again, then, if they do it again, okay. They did it again. Maybe it's a coincidence. If they do it a third time, now we start looking at a trend. Right? And I'm not saying 16, but, they get 10, they get 12, 13, 14. We start looking at trends. The Nets had 8. The Knicks only had 1 block. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson wasn't there to get blocks for us. The Nets had 9. Spencer Dinwiddie, Allen had 5 of those blocks. The Knicks took care of the ball with 14 turnovers. The Nets, for the most part, took care of the ball with 16 turnovers. This should actually be a very good game. I think it should be a very good game. It's going to be hyped. The Knicks are coming in with a chip on their shoulder. I don't know how much the Nets are going to have a chip on their shoulder, but I believe the Knicks are definitely going to have a chip on their shoulder. The crowd is going to be raucous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many of you guys are going to be in the building. I'm going to be driving, so I'm not going to be in the building. But I'm going to ask you guys to tweet me. Send me pictures. You know what I'm saying? Go live for a second on Twitter or something like that from the game. Because I want to see some live action from the game. Some in-person action. Not just, what I'm going to see on TV, man. So if you're there, make sure, tweet me. Send me pictures. Whatever you got. I'd appreciate it, man. And I will, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream live. I'll be on the road. I'll be heading back. I'll be heading up to New York. I may stop and do something for 30 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? Just so I can talk with you about the game. But this is what it looks like right now. This is what it looks like right now. We're going to go into it a little bit deeper tomorrow as I do the a game preview before, after the Bobby Portis premiere. We'll go into it just a little bit deeper. Right, but that's what it looks like right now. The Knicks and the Nets, they play on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, at Barclays Center, 7:30. 7:30. Should be a pretty good game. I want to get you guys' take, man. I want to know what you think. Viv, I'm coming to you, man. I want to know what you think. The Knicks, Nets, Friday. What's your take on it, bro?
It'll be an interesting game. I don't recall many blowouts over the past few years between both teams, but it'll be interesting. I think the Nets will come out for revenge because of the loss. And the fact that I think they were down like 16 or 18 points in the second quarter. I don't know if they really want to repeat that again. I think the key for us is that they're probably going to utilize a lot of pick and roll. And how are we going to defend the pick and roll? So we didn't really deal with that much here against San Antonio. And I'm very curious to see who will be the backup point guard. Because the Nets have a backup point guard. That's Spencer Dinwiddie. And he causes a lot of problems. So I'm wondering who wants to step up and be that backup point guard that can really be a second gear for us. If it's DSJ, I'm very, very curious to see what they do. The thing I didn't really like, which I'm kind of defending DSJ a bit, is that if you're going to play him, then kind of use him on ball, because if you're putting him 100% off the ball, then you're really putting him at a real disadvantage. And I don't know if that's really fair for him. So if you're going to at least play him, don't have Randall and Morris and those guys dribble for 20 seconds. Give DSJ the ball at least. Maybe it gets him in some sort of rhythm and energy. But don't just put him off the ball. I mean, just try to work it a little bit better. That's all I ask.
Yeah. What do we do on Kyrie, man? I mean, I think that Elfrid Payton is going to start. You should start him. And he played well. You got to start him. Is he going to go for 50 again? Or let's not just say 50. Is he going to go for a high number in that manner again?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
He's Kyrie.
Friday night.
Kyrie possessed like that. Like he could easily go for a 40 again, because he's weird like that. He might. I don't know.
Here's the thing. This is solely Kyrie's team right now. And so he's going to relish in that role. And any night he can drop numbers like he dropped tonight, he's going at it, man. This is clearly his just straight up and down. There's no questions about it right now. This is his team. We'll see how that's going to be, and we'll see what it's going to look like, man. I'll see how. Listen, Elfrid Payton. He had what's his name? What's the point guard from Minnesota? Can't think of his name.
Teague.
Teague, yeah, Jeff Teague guarding him. He's a decent defender. Jeff Teague is a decent defender. Had Jeff Teague on him tonight. Elfrid Payton, Elfrid Payton's got his work cut out for him. Listen, Frank Ntilikina did not play well tonight, but he should be used again on Friday. He should be used on Friday to play defense on Kyrie Irving. I know he didn't play well, but he should be used on Friday, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And if Kyrie is going to go off, especially if he's going off, you're going to need to throw a few guys at him. Dennis Smith Jr., I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie will eat his lunch. He may eat his lunch. Then give it back to him and then eat it again.
The thing is, though, I don't even see, like, even if they come off the bench, like, it's gonna be against a Dinwiddie who can also cook them too. Like, whoever the first or second guys is, both of them attack the paint, and both of them can shoot. So it's a problem for both. But other thing we got to be careful of is that we got into foul trouble a lot in this game, and we can't afford to, put these guys in line. The Nets, that is. So we have to be careful because I think the Spurs. I don't know if they missed free throws or whatever it was, but Nets can hit their free throws, so we don't want to put them on the line.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't do it today. I think they only hit 58% today, but that's just one game.
Yeah, so like the Nets can, if you put Kyrie in the line, he's gonna hit his free throws.
Yeah. All right, let's see, man. Nate, I'm coming to you, Nate. And do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. If you're on Sportscaster, follow me. Go ahead, Nate.
Sim, you kind of took my thunder about Ntilikina. I totally agree with you, man. In fact, I think that there's going to probably be a point where you're going to see Barrett and Ntilikina on Kyrie, their length. I mean, there's Ntilikina 6'6" and Barrett 6'7", and length can affect Kyrie and, make it difficult for him to take those tough shots. And also too, they're bigger dudes, rough them up, put them on the ground, let them know that it's going to be a fight. We're not going to let you just make moves and make us look ridiculous. Like, we're going to put you on your ass, and I think that you're going to have to do that with Kyrie so he doesn't get in that groove. But honestly, man, I say take the ball out of his hands, man. I mean,
how do you do that?
Kyrie's not the greatest passer in the world. I mean, I know he made some passes tonight, but take the ball out of his hands. I don't understand why coaches don't. If somebody's cooking or hot, I don't understand why they don't take the ball out of their hands, man.
So how do you do that? It's easier said than done. How do you do it? How do you take it out?
Double team, man. You're gonna have to double team, but the Knicks are gonna have to be sharp on their assignments. But I mean, double team, man. Just get the ball out of his hands, trap him. I mean, make it difficult for him. I mean, truthfully, right now, Kyrie, I mean, just watching some of the highlights, I mean, he was making everybody look ridiculous. Now, I don't think Jeff Teague's a very good defender. I mean, people can say otherwise, but I mean, and I don't think Minnesota's a really good defense team at all. I think I saw more in RJ Barrett tonight, and I know Ntilikina can bring it. Peyton played well too. I mean, Peyton is going to get the start. And, Peyton made it difficult for DeJounte Murray. I mean, after Smith went out. So, I mean, you've got three guys you can throw at Kyrie. But honestly, man, I just say, like, you gotta rough him up, man. You can't let him just play around. You gotta put him on the ground. You gotta bump him. You gotta make it difficult for him. And that length is definitely gonna help. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, when I watch these Knicks games against the Nets, it always comes down to one thing: 3-point shooting. And the Knicks were terrible tonight at 3 points shooting. So,
I mean, I guess. I mean, they were 33%. They shot 33%.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watch most of the game, man, we weren't hitting anything from threes. I mean, I know that Randall made some at the end, but Portis really didn't shoot. The thing is, nobody really talked about it, but why wasn't Portis more aggressive? I felt like he had some good matchups against defenders, and there were times where I wanted him to shoot the ball, and he passed the ball. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You're wide open.
Well, let's just remember there are a bunch of new guys playing together. So they've, some guys.
I mean, if you got an open shot, man,
I don't, but some guys have a tentative mindset where it's like, I don't know what my teammates expect from me, things like that. So, we got to give them some time to come together with it.
Well, I mean, I just think, hey, man, you got an open shot. You've been known to be a shooter. Take those opportunities, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
More times when you pass up a shot, it's gonna be a turnover, or you're gonna force a bad shot.
Yeah.
You got an open shot, take it.
Well, he shot 10 times tonight. He's 4 for 10 from the field. Maybe he felt
but I mean, you know what I'm talking
out
about.
of rhythm. I feel you.
He missed it. And, he probably could have took an open shot or a 3-point shot, and he just didn't do it. It just kind of surprised me a little. He was a little gun shy tonight.
Okay. All right, let me go to Nick. Find out what Nick thinks, man. Nick, what do you think, man? What do we do against the Nets?
I actually think we should do the flip side of what Nate said. Sometimes you just gotta let the score score. And if he gets his, you give him signal coverage, but you take away all his passes, because he can't do it by himself. He didn't do it by himself tonight.
Right.
I mean, he scored 50 and still lost. I mean, you can't take this. Is the NBA. You're not going to be able to take the ball out somebody's hand for a whole game, and consistently do that, and that's impossible.
Right.
You have to just limit what the other guys do. DeAndre Jordan is basically. I don't think he's as good as he used to be back in his Clipper days. So you could live with some DeAndre Jordan post ups at times. You just take away as much as possible. Obviously, we don't know if Mitch is going to be there, so our bigs just have to step up, rebound the ball, stick with shooters just like we did tonight. Take away as much as we could. And play the defense that we did tonight. It will translate to a win if we just handle our coverages as we're supposed to. I don't think anything. We could get better in 3-point shooting, but to me, I'm not even looking for us to do that. I just want us to be a consistent defensive team and let the offense get better. As Fizdale says, he's going to implement the offense as time goes by. Because I believe in him when he said, "Hey, look, I worked on defense all off season. We saw it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta wait and just wait and see. We're gonna try to win. I don't think the Nets are that good. They're not as deep as everyone likes to make it seem. I was just watching the highlights tonight. They tossed up a bunch of threes in transition, which will be one of our problems as a team because we give up a lot of threes. But the other half is if you look at teams like Milwaukee, they're number 2 in defense last year, but they gave up the most threes. They let bad shooters shoot. We could implement the same thing. Let the bad shooters shoot. If you give up a 3 in transition, that's fine. But then at the same time, you just keep on sticking with each and every person that you're in the half court. Kyrie can't do it by himself.
Yeah, I feel you. It's gonna be a fun matchup. I think the Knicks have the ability. They have. You've seen, if you've seen looked at the stats, the Nets don't have a bench. They have a very weak bench. They don't have a bench. I mean, they didn't have outside of their starters. They didn't have another guy play over 20 minutes. 18 was the next highest, and that was Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, some of that is because Kyrie Irving was so hot. You got to ride him out. You got to keep him in the game. But, they didn't have another guy play over 18 minutes. You know what I mean? So we can take advantage of their bench. We should be able to take advantage of their bench. That can be an area where, that swings it our way. So let's see what happens, man. See what happens. Guys, I'm about to head up out of here because it's 1:17 and I got to be up early in the morning at this conference. Nate, I'll let you go ahead and get your last thing in. All right. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, you didn't talk about, or maybe you did in a video before today, but the guy that we signed on the 2-way contract, kind of want your thoughts on him.
Oh, I don't know much about him, so I couldn't even. What is it, Ivan Rab or something like? I don't know much about him. I got to check him out.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. Yeah, but hey guys, I'm gonna let you go, man. I gotta rock out of here. I gotta get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? I got a long day ahead of me for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you guys rock. I'm gonna let you guys get a quick last words in. All right, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Nick, go ahead, man. Some last words.
Yeah, I think everybody just got to be patient. Just let it rock, man. We're doing good. It's guys are progressing. Kevin Knox, 75% tonight from 3. RJ Barrett played really well. We just gotta keep on going. Guys are developing. It's not the guys that everyone wants to develop, But if RJ and also Kevin Knox turn out to be the players that we want them to be, then that's 2 out of 4. That's 50%. I mean, not every draft pick turns into superstars or great players, and our defense is there. So
Yeah.
that's my big take.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, man. I appreciate you, and hopefully I see you on. Well, I'll be doing a game preview tomorrow night, 7:45. So maybe I'll see you then if you have some time.
I don't know about tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay. All right, man. Later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Nate, go ahead, man. Let me get your last words.
Hey, man. Tonight, we saw the future of the Knicks with RJ Barrett, Julius Randle. Mitch didn't play, but I mean, we've got some bright cornerstone players that, as the year goes, we're going to probably change a lot, depending on how our record goes. But you can see the building of this team, the pillars, like I like to call them. And I like to think right now we have 3 pillars right now of this team. And it's going to be fun to watch players get better throughout, like Knox, Trier, Ntilikina. We're hoping to add to that pillar, but right now we have 3, and that's good. For a young team, you got to have those 3 stable foundation players, and now you got to see what else you have out there. Like Nick said, it's going to come down to defense, man. I mean, we can talk all about the offense, we can talk about point guard play and all that BS, but the truth is, man, if we don't play defense, we're going to be in the same boat we are last year. And I was very pleased with the defense, especially on RJ Barrett, man. I mean, I really think the guard play, with the exception of maybe Dennis Smith, was really good. And that's been our weakness for a long time. If you've watched a lot of Knicks games, is guard defense. So if we can have that kind of defense consistently, this team has a chance, man. It really does, and I hope it continues, man. I really do. The defensive side. I mean, the players are going to get better, and they're going to make baskets and all that. I'm not worried about that. But what the staple's going to be is, can we play consistent defense like tonight?
Yeah.
Can we go into San Antonio in a hostile environment and, for the most part, play really, really good defense and force 16 turnovers? I mean, that was awesome. So,
okay,
can we continue it? That's
all right.
The main thing.
I hope so, man. I hope so. All right, Nate. I'll catch you later, man. I'm out of here.
Look forward to your preview, and you're going to be on Friday before the game?
Before the game, probably not. Probably not before the game. After. Yeah. Hopefully after. I'll be on the road, so we'll see. I have to see how things work out.
Well, hey, man, safe trips and safe travels, and hope to see you.
All right, man. Peace.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys for jumping on with me, riding it out with me as I'm here in a hotel, broadcasting from the hotel. You know what I'm saying? Got an early day tomorrow, but I had to see the Knicks game. I had to see the game. I predicted that we were going to win this game. I thought we were going to win. For a while there, it looked like we were going to get the job done. We didn't get it done. That's all right. You know what I mean? That's all right. I want you guys to remember tomorrow at 7:30, and I'm putting the link in the chat one more time. At 7:30 tomorrow. 7:30 tomorrow. Bobby Portis, Little Rock's prodigal son, premieres tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. and it'll be followed by the Knicks and Nets game preview at 7:45. I just put the link in the chat, so make sure you click on that link. Click on that link and set a reminder for yourself, all right? Fellas, I appreciate you, man. I will see you guys tomorrow night, 7:45, as I do this game preview. The Knicks and the Nets, they play on Friday. It's going to be a big game. You know what I'm saying? The first battle for the King of New York. You know how it goes. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. All right? I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, if you're on Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. Make sure you subscribe right now. Like it. Share it. All right? I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Peace.